It's ready.
Go ahead.
The camera is.
Let's
Folks,
go.
Welcome back, man. This is the first podcast of the new year, right?
Yes, it is.
2026.
2026. Yeah. Welcome, folks. Welcome in. That's what we're freaking talking about. 2026 going to be a banger this year. Gavin Kirk, Arc Raiders in a little bit, brother.
Gavin Kirk.
I hope you're ready. I hope you're ready.
Bill's drinking water, obviously. That's what it looks like.
Apple
Bill's
juice.
been telling me you're big on the gaming.
Yeah, Gavin and I, we're gamers, dude. We're gamers at heart, and it's good to play some games with them, man. Anybody else in the chat that plays freaking games, let's play some dang Arc Raiders, man. I'm excited, man.
It's at, huh?
Yeah, it's a fun freaking game, dude.
I don't know anything about it.
And yeah. Gavin, Cornhole does need to be changed. I will change your mind in person, though, or maybe even just tonight when we play Arc Raiders. I'll tell you my thoughts. I'm not going to tell you my thoughts here live on stream, though.
Yeah, we'll get into that, folks, in the Family Feud tonight. We want to just discuss on, does Cornhole need a change, right? We're seeing some things in Cornhole that we've never seen before, and the game continues to evolve. But right now, kind of at a rapid pace in a certain direction. We're kind of noticing a trend over the last, what would you say, 12 months? 18 months?
Yeah, a little bit longer. I mean, you see the outliers started happening maybe like 2 years ago. Outliers, once in a while, it's like, oh my God, a 50-round game or a 45-round game or a...
Even 30. I mean, 30
standard is starting to get in those 30s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's where it's just like, holy crap, 30 rounds. But we're going to talk about there during the Family Feud anyway. So let's not get crazy into it right now, although it is a thing. And,
it definitely is.
We see it actually hurting the sport, making games that long. So we'll chat about
That's our argument.
Yeah, in the Family Feud portion. I'll let you know why I think it's hurting the game. And I'm not going to let you know what I think we can do to change it, even though I have a wonderful idea.
Yeah. But folks, first we're going to do the winner's circle. Then we're going to do the point charts for both the Super Major and Beloit. Mm-hmm. And there's no major this weekend. I don't think next weekend is Knoxville. We'll be there.
Yeah, I don't believe there is a major this weekend.
I don't think so.
Yeah, Knoxville, we're going to be there. Dalton, Georgia after that. Clarksville after that. Super excited about all three of those.
Yeah.
Here we go. Winner's circle. In a second. Bink. Pull them up, baby.
There they are.
All right. So,
click on them
we'll click on them, go through them like this. Mr. Dano and Austin Bickford beat me in the blind draw. They should not have beat us. They were both throwing very good. Dan and I tied at an 8-7-8 first game and 8 flat the second game, which means Austin Bickford lost the first one and won the second one against Mr. Duck. Congrats, fellas.
Yeah. Good shooting, boys.
Tough night. And then there's me holding up the number 2. I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but Duck thanks for being my partner.
Up a little bit.
Yeah, Duck's the man.
Looking good, Duck.
Yeah, he did. I complimented him on his haircut, man. He looked high speed, low drag.
Yeah, he's looking good.
Yeah. Congrats, Duck. And then number 3, who the heck cares about number 3? It's only Larry Parrish and Matt Norris over there.
I'm proud of him, man. I'm proud of him.
Larry was giving me crap all night.
That's what he does.
Literally all night, especially when I got Duck as a partner. He's like, that should be illegal. That should be it. And he was all pissed. We smoked him twice, kicked him out of the freaking tournament.
What up, Wyatt? Good to see you in here, brother.
What up, Wyatt?
Aaron, John, Gavin, of course, in here.
Let's go, John, from the UK. What is it? It's 11 p.m. there, isn't it, dude? You're crazy.
Aaron's on you, man.
What's Aaron saying? Where's Bill's CBC swag? Hold up.
You don't have anything in here, man. You are slacking.
My fault. I'm working hard, Aaron. You always got to do this to me, Aaron. I thought we were buddies, man. You always do this.
I came straight from work, but luckily I got a CBC hat on.
Yeah, I messed up. I agree. I did mess up. I didn't think about it. That's my fault. Well,
that's why we got the logo.
Yeah, we got the logo. It's
always branded. Always branded. Bink Shannon staple in the winner's circle here, getting it done. First place there. Women's. Come on, Shannon, with the elixirs.
Shannon's looking clean. And she holds the bag up, the 2-finger hold, maybe 3, just to support it with the 3rd there.
Money.
She's got the shirt on. The only thing is no hat, but I don't think Shannon's really she doesn't wear hats that much.
I've seen her wear a hat, but yeah.
I've seen it once in a while. Time. But perfect. This is a perfect example. When you guys take your winter photos, take after Shannon here.
Yeah, and smile. All right, and Bryce Jefferson can take a note out of that look right there.
That is true.
Bink. Corey Morrison and Timmy Key. Oh, well, Corey was throwing some other bags.
Get out of the freaking picture, Corey.
And that's why you guys see how good Timmy's doing it here, right? You guys see how good this is.
Yep.
You look over at Corey, you can barely even see the bag. He's not smiling, right?
No.
And this is just Timmy should have just taken first place in the tournament just because of how well he's showing himself here in this winner's photo. Second place.
See, our guys
Singles.
got pride
Yeah.
in how they pose for the picture, and we love that. Timmy, get your dang shirt on next time.
Corey, love you, buddy.
Yeah.
Tristan took third there, man. It was CBC was showing out over there.
He did good too. Got the smile, holding the fingers up. Adidas hoodie. Tristan, you got a freaking hoodie, a CBC one, man. Put it on. Let's go. No, congrats, big dog. Congrats, man. That's awesome.
Bill, I don't know who these cats are. But
They
this
are
is J Squared.
exactly.
One of them's her son, right?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure. One of them is Jordan's son. But get it done.
Yeah, number one. Let's go, boys. That's
the-
what I'm freaking talking
With
about.
the J Squared bags.
I love it.
I love it too.
Absolutely love it.
We gotta get y'all some customs.
Jordan, let me know their names.
Yeah, let us know. Bank, we've got Mr. Braden Allred here and his partner. I'm not sure his partner's name.
I'm not 100% on that either.
They got the UK Ronins right there.
Very
Kentucky
nice.
themed Ronins. At least I think so.
Yeah, they are. They're the Kentucky themed Ronins there. And,
Braden looking good. The bag hold could be a little bit flatter, right?
A little bit better, Braden. We're gonna
But
need more out of you
jersey,
next time.
hat,
Yeah, jersey
pretty
hat.
good.
You give them extra
Pretty
points,
good.
and what most people don't see, but I see the CBC bag on the floor right behind them, right there.
double
okay,
branding.
exactly.
Double branding. right
Absolutely
there.
love it. You pass, brother.
Double exposure. Love to see it. Big Drew takes juniors down at the Beloit Major. Throwing the Envies. Drew, he's a stud, man.
Does
More
that-
people talking about Drew.
Does that bag not look extra large in his hands?
It looks massive.
It's so
The
crazy.
one piece looks like it's like just a massive pizza or something.
Yeah.
Like an old table.
Yeah, it is crazy. This kid, I'll tell you what, this year, next year, at any moment, this kid could just show up and win the entire tournament. He is awesome. Beat Zach Dawson in this tournament too. Zach, if you're in the chat, sorry about that, brother.
Zach
I
came
watched
back
the
and took
game.
third though. I mean,
Zach did come back
yeah.
down, but I mean, this is how good the kid is.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So he's awesome. Congrats, Drew.
There's
Timmy
Timmy. His
taking
bag
first
looks
place.
large too, though, right?
Well, they hold him in front,
But
but
look at Timmy. Timmy's doing a great job again.
he is.
In the jersey this time, he's got the bag front and
Two
forward.
fingers, stabilization on the third finger. Perfect.
The number one, 3 fingers holding the piece of wood. That takes some grip strength, folks.
Yeah.
Right? The jersey's on, smiling. Got it done in seniors. Awesome.
Awesome. Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. Looking good there. Looking good there, Timmy.
What up, babe? Molly is in the chat. That might be the last one here. Oh, nope. We got Mr. Ethan.
Ethan Newton.
I don't know his buddy here. These guys must have just came off the job, though.
Yeah, I think they do that a
Straight
lot.
high-res construction shirts.
They do that, or they just wear them to bed and then wake up and wear them again. But
Yeah.
congrats, Ethan. Good to see you back on the boards, man. Taking down that third place. Like it.
Yeah, with those 3 Rivers bags. That's what I like to see. Timmy Key again, third place in singles. Love to see it.
Yep. Double branding, I believe. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I believe it is, though.
I'm not
Gibby
sure.
Town.
Gibby Town. Yeah, I'm not sure the names of these characters, though.
Gibby, help me out here, man. Where
Looking
you at?
good, though. Looks like Preds to me.
Yeah, Preds and awesome trophies you got there, brother.
Just look at a little zoomage right here.
Yeah, don't know these cats.
No,
but
no.
but it's
Congrats.
good to see you guys throwing the freaking bags. Let's go. Gibby, let me know their names.
Yeah. Okay, that's it for those ones. Get in the comments section here. A lot of people in here. Yeah, Molly and Curtis, they beat me and Bill. Folks,
I had the worst night
Good job,
that I've had.
Molly and
Good
Curtis.
job, Molly. Congratulations. That's why you're in the chat. You beat me again. This is your second time.
Yeah,
Congrats,
get out of
Molly. You threw really well. You did. You did. I, however, did not throw well
moving
at
on.
all. Moving on. Congrats, though, Molly.
Wally and Cowboy here getting it done with the Ronins. Love to see it. Cowboy never wears sleeves. Looking good.
Looking real good. Love
I
it,
love
dude.
it. I love it. He's got
I
some
like
custom
that.
Ronins.
They put the names on it before they
Oh,
post.
right here. Yeah. Look, they're doing this in our chat here. Curtis
Oh,
first place
beautiful.
singles. Yep. Wayne second place. Ronins and Phoenixes. I love this shank. Dude, Shank Machine was so funny.
I mean, that's what was it not?
At
Like-
one point, Bill's like, he was in the middle of the game, folks, and he's like, I just can't stop shanking. And I was like, dude, you're a shank machine.
No, I said I was a
Oh,
shank
you did.
machine. I
You-
yelled
you're
out. I'm
right.
like, dude,
Yeah,
I'm a,
you're like, I'm a
and then you
shank
guys, they're all
machine,
like,
that's right.
what? I didn't hear you. I'm like, I'm a freaking shank machine right now. Dude. Like, I couldn't do anything
That's right.
but shank. It
I
was terrible.
dying
Lundy,
laughing.
don't even give me that. Lundy, 1v1 me, bro. Okay?
Oh, man.
No,
Here you go.
I'm just
Cash
joking.
games
I'm
in the chat.
joking, Lundy.
David Weldon getting it done with the Ronins right there. The OG Ronins, too. Love to see it. David Weldon's a solid
Yeah, he's
thrower.
a solid player.
Yeah.
Very solid.
We already got this one here.
Yeah.
We
What are
got
you
that
guys
one.
doing?
What's
No, we
this?
didn't get that one.
Singles, Curtis,
Yeah,
getting it done.
Let's go, Curtis. Looked good. That was Monday night. He tore it up.
Love it. I think that was level up, but it still counts.
I said he tore it up. Oh, you got to bring up level up. Getting first is actually really good. Yeah.
Gibby.
Let's go,
Getting it
Gibby.
done, man. The cut off multicam shorts.
Don't know who you're with there, Gibby. Don't know, but we'd like to know her name, so
Congrats.
please let us know, brother. Hey, when you guys put your pictures, put a little description in the chat for us, because we could just pull it up. We can read the whole thing right here. It's awesome.
He's a Bill Bagger. Todd is in here. Jeff Nelson, man, the Tier 2 singles champion in Beloit. And he took fourth in singles. Jeff Nelson, he's the man.
That's what I'm freaking talking about. Let's go, Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff's the hog. Aaron Lambert getting it done with partner here. Who's your partner, Aaron? I know you're in the chat. He's got the old hoodie on. Please tell me this is pre-Owensboro.
This game,
Aaron.
Aaron's looking good, though. You held the bag great. You got the number one up. You got the full stack of cash there and the Corn Slingers hoodie. The hat could use a change.
Yeah, could. Derek Vincent, he's doing great.
Yeah, Derek Vincent, perfect.
Hat, jersey, bag with the big logo and the number one. And this is his branding here all over the place, right? Vince's whole lot of fun.
Yeah.
Vince's lawn care. He's got it going on.
We need him to hold the cash up, too, though.
Well,
maybe put the cash in your mouth.
Well, let's not get crazy. Cash is dirty. But, hey, Derek Vincent, you're the man. Tanya Lambert getting it done with Mr. Todd Taylor.
Let's go, dude.
Love to see it.
They tore it up at the Owensboro Major, too.
What did they get? Second place here in something. Belleville Cornhole League, right?
Yeah, it's the league for it. Yeah, BD Boards made those signs. Very cool.
Okay, it was before Owensboro. Free pass, Aaron.
All right, yeah. There we go. Trevor Smith Trevor Smith's the buddy that won.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, got you. Thank you, brother.
Hoppy here with Randy Wall taking a third place. Where do these guys take third at? Because if this was a blind draw, this team should win.
They should win all day.
Yeah.
Seriously, all day. And they got the nice envies right there, too. Yeah. I like that design for them.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Congrats, fellas.
Braden Allred. This looks like almost the same picture flipped, but this guy's beard is way more.
Yeah, I don't know this guy.
Bearded legends.
I haven't seen this guy a day in my life.
No, I would know. I would know. This guy, he's run moonshine before. I can tell. I can tell.
I would think
he watches
part of a motorcycle gang.
Yeah, or he watches Duck Dynasty.
Yeah, and seconds is Santa Claus in December. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the local Santa Claus, the county Santa.
Yeah.
He's not really like the number one, but he's kind of like the reject version that's been around.
He's
the cooler one.
At midnight, the normal Santa leaves, he shows up.
Yeah,
right?
He's bad Santa. Ian Stokel and Storm Hogue getting it done. Storm John t-shirt, love to see it. Boys are always throwing good, man. These guys have won so many tournaments.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
we need to get on their level, Bill.
They travel a lot.
This is what we should emulate, is Ian and Storm, because they just get it done.
Did they just put two of them in there? Yeah, they put two of them in there, didn't they?
Okay, maybe, yeah.
Or they won 2 tournaments. Congrats, boys. But the pictures look the exact same to me.
The exact same, yeah.
All right,
that is the winner's circle. Close that down, and then we'll be right back. What, dude?
We're not doing point Shibby, what up? Good to see you, Shibby.
We are doing point chart because that explains what's going on here.
Okay, we'll be right back, folks.
Shibby, what up, man? Dawson Cummings, what up? All right, so folks, this is the CBC Family Picks. So each week we make picks for the upcoming major. This is actually we're going to cover 2 weeks here in a second. We got the ACO Super Major in Owensboro that we were at.
Yeah, we didn't get to talk about that.
We'll do Beloit first. We'll do the Beloit, Wisconsin. That was last weekend. Yep, just me and Bill. And then we'll get into the Super Major because there was also a little wager on the line between us and Kelsey Turner / State 31, which we talked to State 31 at Owensboro, Kelsey. If you don't know, now you know. And so we got to tally those up because it's very important.
And Kelsey owes 1 day of a tournament wearing a CBC shirt, correct?
Right. Well, yeah, I thought we're gonna get into it.
Oh, okay. Let's get it. Yeah. Let's get it.
Yeah. If we won.
Crush spill the picks. Jeremiah, he didn't crush me in all the picks. Okay, he did on this one, not in Beloit.
No, in Beloit.
Beloit, you crushed me. Okay, my bad.
But how the picks work, folks, is we make picks for the upcoming major. Each division, so we have women's, seniors, juniors, co-ed, doubles, singles, and then a passion pick, which is a non-pro player that you have to have a story with. You got to know them somewhat, all right? We were lenient on this. We're no longer lenient on this. You got to know them, all right? You got to shaking some hands, done some passing, maybe talk to him in the bathroom, something weird. Something had to have occurred.
Yeah, Chris Norris, for your freaking comments about y'all sleeping on Carter Bennett, y'all sleeping on this dude.
We'll get there.
I don't have a personal story with this guy. I can't choose him for this. I'm not sleeping on him or anything like that. Okay?
Sleeping on him, Bill.
Yeah, that's what they say.
The haters. Anyways, we get points for each division. This is how the points break down. First place, 10 points. Second place, 9 points. Third place, 8 points. Fourth place, 7 points. Fifth place, 5 points. Seventh place, 3 points. Ninth place, 1 point. After that, you don't get anything. Got to take a top 10 in CBC. No participation trophies. Let's go.
That was pretty clean, but you had it in front of you.
What happened here?
Just turn the display on.
This guy.
Yeah.
Oh, Bill.
Oh,
where is it?
Scoreboard cap.
All right, cool. We're good. This is Beloit, folks. So starting off with women's, we did pretty good. Maggie, she's a beast.
Yeah.
She's a beast. And it's like, the thing about Maggie is you don't see her for months, so you're always
You're always worried about
me.
it.
Yes,
No, it's true.
Maybe
it's
this is just me, but it's like every single time I'm like, maybe she's falling off. Maybe she's not practicing. Maybe she's focusing on family, right? Something. And then she shows up 10-8, 10-7, 11-4. It's just like, oh, no, she's good. She's
Wisconsin,
good.
middle of nowhere, don't hear a word, shows up, whoops ass.
Yeah. Against the best, too, right? She's never at one where it's like just like the flinky dink. Like, I don't want to be disrespectful, but you guys know what I mean. Like, there's always the best players there when Maggie's there. And it's like, I think she's the player that if you're a woman player, if you beat Maggie, you're kind of like, I made it. Okay. Right? I think she's like, and not like a gatekeeper in a low way, but it's like, it's a big win.
At Worlds, didn't she average like an 11-2? Or something like that. I mean, it is stupid.
And she's the current women's world champion.
Yeah.
As well. Yeah. She threw for us last year. She threw CBC. This year she's throwing Luckies. She's kind of bounced around a little bit. 3 bad companies in the last 3 seasons. So maybe she just likes to test herself. Yeah. Can I throw this good with any bag?
I don't know. She'd throw them in the hole, though, I'll tell you that.
She throws them in the hole. She kills airmails, left to right cutter. It's nuts.
Yeah.
She's a beast.
McKenna Kopp taking a 3rd place there. 2nd place was...
I don't remember. Maybe Martina?
Oh, could have been Martina. Yeah, I think so. I think it... No, Martina.
I don't know. I had it up.
Okay, that's what...
I had it up. It took me hours. Kennedy Meineke.
Mark Prater,
so like
what
I said,
up?
Everybody was there.
Yeah.
Everybody was there. Moving into seniors, our dude Timmy Key takes it down. Stacked field, too. Some legends in there. The Bob Hiles, the Wayne Rouse, the Mick Hoeksangs, right?
Yeah, I'm glad Timmy gets Timmy Key on this one, dude. This is the one. If they're, you know what I mean? It's always nice to pick your guys, and they freaking win it. And I love it. Timmy Key, that's what I'm freaking talking about.
Following seniors, Timmy had a family emergency, had to leave immediately. So sending prayers his way, of course, but got it done. And sometimes you just think maybe that's a little bit of the good Lord there. You know what I mean? And because he found out right afterwards and had to leave, you know? And so we wish him safe travels.
Tony says Kennedy. Oh, Kennedy's going to kill us for that. Sorry, Kennedy. Sorry.
No, we don't remember. We're trying to cover 2 majors here. Which actually, now that I think about it, Kennedy took 2nd in both. She's actually 2nd back-to-back weekends.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Mick takes 5th, very respectable. Moving on to juniors, Drew gets it done. He lost, I think, his first match, and then came back through pretty handedly.
Won the whole thing.
Yeah, something must have fired him up a little bit. He maybe took some people not so
I'd never seen Taysom before. This was a Scorholio pick. This was it was the pick based off stats.
Well, no, when it came out, if you don't remember, there was only these 2 signed up. It ended up being 4 or 5 juniors, but it was only these 2 off the rip. So there wasn't.
Sounds like I should get 2nd place points.
You could have them. It wouldn't matter.
Just keep going. All
right, moving into co-ed. Maggie and Wayne get it done. Great pick right there. They're tried and true. They're one of the best co-ed teams of all time. I don't even think it's arguable. They might be the best co-ed team of all time.
Of all time.
If you look at championships, consistency, rate of wins, they're up there. They're up there, man.
You're talking over years, not in any one singular year.
Over
Because
years.
in a singular year, you could say that, Seabass and Kennedy are absolutely insane. Yeah, I mean, there are other teams, but you're talking years, and they've played together for a very, very long time. Not
They're
many
up there,
co-ed
man.
teams stay together that long.
Right.
Lisa Hill, Brandon Lacewell, they've been together for, 3 years now playing?
Yeah. And they're team of the season right now. They're the
Yeah, so there are a
team of the
couple
season,
also, but not many that stay together that long as these two have played and are consistently winning.
Yeah, Russell and Martina take second place. Great showing for them again. They continue to just hammer it.
Yeah.
They're a good team. We played them the other night. Me and Molly actually almost beat them. We lost 21-19, I think.
Yeah.
It was, and I think Molly threw a 5, but it's okay. Like to end the game.
I threw like a 5.
Yeah, we don't have to get there.
Yeah.
Moving into doubles, I went out on a limb here. Jeremiah, Daniel Wine. I don't think they've teamed up together, but they're both from Ohio. Jeremiah has obviously been thrown out of his mind. I did a little bit. There were some solid teams in there.
Daniel Wine's pretty good.
The Slim Reapers were in there. I forget the second place team right now. It was a little bit of a limb. You don't think so?
Anything that starts with Jeremiah, I don't know if it's a limb.
Well, now you're glazing a little bit.
Oh, dude, you're the one who's saying he's thrown out of his mind. You made 2 posts saying that Jeremiah's thrown out of his mind.
See, he made those posts.
I think you're glazing.
Bass and Scotty was second place.
Mm.
And I'm surprised you didn't pick them.
If I saw those two next to each other, I personally, I would think that Seabass and Scotty would have won. If I saw those names.
The bag choice thing would have thrown me off a little bit. Like, what bag are they going to throw?
That's true. I didn't take that into account. Bag choice, and I don't know what Daniel throws. I do know somewhat of what Jeremiah throws. So
they threw Jeremiah's Beloit bags. Yeah. But there was a point where Daniel looked a little off. I saw him one round. He threw a side rail. He threw like a 5 one round on the main center court. I was like, man, this is looking rough. But then he was good. He's fired up after that.
Yeah.
Slim good. Reapers, they take third. They're always hot, man. They're doing good. Having a good, solid season.
It's always solid points you're going to get when you pick the Slim Reapers. Yeah. That's why I picked them.
Yeah, I talked to them in Owensboro, and they were kind of down on themselves. And I'm like, guys, and full transparency, folks, we talked to the Slim Reapers about coming over to CBC this season. Like, we couldn't work out a deal 100%, right? They got offered something better. We're like, hey, you should take it. Pretty much how the conversation went. But we talked about picking them up was a risk for us because of how good they did last season. That's a risk for the company because if they don't perform as well as they did the season before, everybody else is going to think it's the bags.
Yeah.
I don't care what you say. I don't care if Zach Dawson stops practicing. Like, oh, yep, they switched to CBC, and that's why they're not winning anymore. And that's a risk with picking up somebody that's so good, right? The players that are so good and have successful seasons is if they fall off, and you picked them up from a different company, it looks like it's your company, your bag's fault.
And if you remember at the beginning of the season, one of them, I believe, maybe both of them were picked up by a different company, right?
Yeah.
And about 3 weeks into it, they switched back to Elite.
That's right.
I don't believe it had anything to do with the bags or anything like that. I believe it was on the individual players, maybe not breaking in the bags fully or something like that, you know what I mean, to where they were as comfortable as they were 3 weeks ago.
I think it's a comfortability thing.
Yeah, I think it is too.
Yeah, and it's a tough hurdle to get over. We've said this multiple times when Kim and Chad came on board a couple seasons ago. They struggled for the first 2 months probably, right? And we were all nervous, like this is not good, you know. And then they found it, and I mean Kim obviously had I think the winningest season of any ACO player last year, of all time. I think the most championships ever.
Yeah.
And
that's including blind draw quads, literally every
tons of things. And she has a few more possible divisions than let's say you and I do. Yeah. One more at least with the women's division. But
and she goes to 15 more than we did.
She went to I think 20 majors last year.
Yeah. Crazy. So, and then singles.
Jeremiah sweep Saturday. Saturday sweep for Jeremiah.
Yeah.
Undefeated, I believe.
Dude, Jeremiah made some cash, bro.
He's doing good. Super major.
He made some back-to-back cash.
Super major singles champion. Third place doubles, I think, at the super major.
Mike
I think third.
Yeah, I believe they did do third. Yeah. And then he won the whole thing in singles. What about Pro Series? Amari won the Pro Series.
I don't think he made it in the final 16. That's those frame games were crazy. It's like a 141 minimum or something like that.
It is a lot of extra cash though.
Yeah. Seabass takes second. So Seabass is kind of back on his second place train a little bit. Like I'm not trying to dog anybody here, but there were a lot of seasons where Sebastian was a lot of seconds.
Yeah.
And I think a part of it is he's been losing some games early on, and then he's got to fight back through the losers bracket, and he's fighting. Like you're talking about the 25-round games, the 30-round games, and he throws hard. And if you throw hard like that, eventually it's going to wear on you, right?
Oh, 100%. He made a post, too, in the middle of it. I think it was probably after his first loss or something. That's like, you are all witnessing the fall of something. I don't know what it was. Something like that. Sebastian, you're not falling, dude. You got freaking second. You're going to be fine, brother. You are going to be fine. Stay away from those early losses, though, and you'll be good.
Yeah. Moving on to passion pick. So, I mean, Kellen Pritchard takes 7th place.
Yeah.
Great showing for Kellen.
Kellen.
Took out some big dogs. I think that's his best finish at a major so far. Great showing for Kellen.
Anytime you get points for a passion pick that's absolutely solid, Kellen, you killed it. Let's go.
Yeah. Kellen's throwing CBC as well. So he's been throwing MB since kind of the start of the season. And playing doubles with Aaron Lambert, and they're a great doubles team too.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I think they had a solid finish in doubles. I want to say 5th, but I could be wrong there. Jordan, he made the main bracket, took a 33rd, very respectable. I think there was 82 players in the main bracket, so nothing to be down about, you know.
No, super solid, brother. Super solid. All right, let's move on. We're gonna go over the super major. Oh,
points,
excuse me.
Folks, I may have got the most points of all time.
This is such a lie. It's such a lie. It's ridiculous.
10, 15, 25, 34, 44, 54, and I believe that's a new world record.
It is not a new world record.
54 points, the most points
of all time. It's a PB. It's your personal best. It has not beaten my
Bill
best
has
whatsoever.
no proof. He hasn't scored above 50 this season.
I will give it to you that in this season, you are holding the record title.
Well, let's see what you got here. 18, 25, 35. Right, wait. No, 20 plus
35
35, 8, 43. You won 52, 55. Did you win?
Folks, I have the world record.
Did I do something wrong?
Let's go, Jeremiah. I told you.
Wait,
I'm the one.
Timeout.
Dylan did not crush me. Let's go. I don't even add these up. Dylan's the one that adds them up, and I just believe him. I believe him.
I don't know. I mean, am I doing math wrong here? 12, 20, 30. It looks like 55.
We going to give me second place points for this, too?
No.
No,
What up, Earl?
not anymore. Not
What
anymore.
up, Philip? What
Let's
up,
go, Earl.
Curtis?
What up?
Wow, 55 to 54. Kellen Pritchard pulls through.
Dude, I always win these. I win these. Okay? Let's get to the Super Major where I lost.
I'm blaming Mick.
Or wait, no, I won the Super.
Yeah.
Dude, I win these.
Yeah, and Super Major was tough. I had maybe one of the worst weeks of all time. Man, I don't know if I can roll through all these divisions again, Bill.
Okay, we won't roll through them all. Just add up the points. Congratulations, Kim Jackson. Congratulations, Gary Bearpaw. Congratulations, only the first. Lonnie Campos, you the freaking man. Who won co-ed? Lisa Hill,
No.
Brandon Lacewell?
Yes.
Congratulations to you guys.
Yeah.
Chris Day, Jordan Kirk taking a second there. Got to mention one of ours. Douglas and Lonnie taking first in doubles. Congrats.
Aaron saying my math is wrong. Maybe I scored more points than I thought. 10, 20, 30, 40, 5, 54. 12, 20, 37, 47, 55. Like, I don't know.
I win these. Let's go.
But the Super Major, folks, was a blast. We saw so many freaking people. We did a ton of streaming. Thank you to everybody that came to the booth and got some bags. That was awesome as well. We met a ton of cool people.
Yeah. It really reignited my passion for the sport going to Owensboro anyway. It was nice to see all the people and a lot of support that we had when we went there. Yeah. I can't thank you guys enough for doing that, because sometimes you work so much, you just get a little bit down. But Owensboro definitely recharged us. I believe all of us anyway, for Cornhole, which is absolutely awesome. Very excited about that.
Yeah, it's super important to see everybody and just get back in the swing of things. We're about to move into like our second half of the season, we like to call it. In the front half, we do a bunch of majors kind of back to back to back.
Yeah, that's right.
Then there's like a break in December-ish, and then we kind of come back with the new year and go really hard again for about 8 weeks. And that's where we're at right now. So great to see everybody. Everybody's throwing really good. And that's kind of going to segue us into the Family Feud tonight and the question that was kind of posed on the CBC page. And that's just, is it getting too easy? You know, and it's kind of a crazy question to ask because I think there's a lot of people that are still struggling with cornhole and just to learn it and stuff like that.
We got to pull it up there. We got to pull it up.
Okay, this is good like this, right?
Yeah, but you got to grab this one and move it.
Yeah, okay. Well, it's going to show it right now, though. I don't want to do that. Right?
Yeah, you jumped into it a little bit early. That's why I was thinking you'd do the intro for Family Feud.
This is me just being me.
This is, Dylan's weird sometimes.
Okay. Folks, moving to Family Feud. We'll change it over. It'll look good. We'll see you in just a second.
Dude, did I really win?
I guess. Here it is. Look at
this. Don't say that all angry, Dylan.
I'm not angry. I'm happy for you.
I mean, I win a lot. Maybe one of these times I'll blind pick. You know what I mean? I'll just scroll and close my eyes.
Honestly, though, if anybody knew the truth, a 54 and a 55.
Dude, don't even start with me.
Man.
Don't even start with me. I won Owens Bro too. Okay, it wasn't a fluke.
Bro, calm down with the 2.
All right. Anyway, question this week. Dylan posed 2 questions here. First, is Jeremiah Ellis the very best right now? Back-to-back major wins, including this performance last weekend. With that included 8-0 record, 10.8 PPR total across 159 rounds. That is impressive. That is almost insane. 10.8 PPR over that many rounds, back-to-back wins. He's killing it. He's beating the people that he's playing against. Absolutely awesome. Second thought here is cornhole becoming too easy. This is not a shot at Jeremiah Ellis whatsoever. Pulls up his profile. Not a shot at this guy right here whatsoever, which a lot of people kind of took it as that. That's not what it is at all. This is something that is interesting, and he's a piece of evidence for the next question anyway. Just one piece out of many pieces that can throw as well as he does. So is cornhole becoming too easy for elite players? With 10 to 20% of the fields shooting over a 10 PPR, it seems that cornhole may need a real change in the very near future. Those are the questions. Those are the thoughts. Let's get into this. I know you have a couple that you want to pull up real quick. Hopefully.
Yeah, not really exactly, but I wanted to highlight some things, right? And some of these things, this is just the leaderboard from this last weekend. This shows about 14 players, right, shooting over a 10 PPR in the main bracket. I believe there's 80 players in the main bracket. So that's where we're getting that number, that 10 to 20%, right? This is roughly 15% of the field here shooting over a 10.
Okay.
And that's just in the main bracket. There could have been some dogs down in tier 2 shooting in that range as well. Some of the people in the comments accredited this to faster boards and things like that, which kind of could give us, like, is slowing the boards down, like having slower boards from the manufacturer, something that is good for the sport?
I don't believe so. I think the fast versus slow board argument is that it adds an extra element. Some people say, oh, you got to wipe down the boards before a game. If I catch you wiping down boards when I'm going to show up at the court, I'm calling over a CO, and we're getting on a different court. That's insane. I don't know what you have on your rag. I don't know what you're doing, but if you're trying to make the game to what you like instead of what it is right there, I'm going to be pissed. You don't see me on a fast board throwing down some mud and doing all crazy stuff like that, so don't wipe off my freaking slow board. That's number one. That's what I would say to something like that. Don't do that. That's crazy to me. So no, I think the board conditions adds another element. It's like golf when you have winds going different directions. It may be raining, maybe a little bit wet, maybe something, and that's what it is. You have to deal with it.
This comment proves that perfectly, and the replies to it, Scotty Ball says, fast boards equals no fun, laughing, right? Jeremiah Ellis comments back, was fun for me. Right, and that's kind of like, Jeremiah obviously won. Scotty had a great showing, right? Yeah. But Scotty maybe not super stoked about the boards being fast. Jeremiah's like, hey, I loved it. Yeah. You know what I mean? And maybe not loved it, but it was fun for me, right? And that's fun, right? It's like showing that maybe because they were slow or fast is favorable to some people, but not all people. Kind of exactly like what you're saying. But to be the best player, You have to be able to play on all
both.
these types
Right.
of surfaces and boards at your very best. And that's why, and this is the thing, folks, is sometimes me and Bill have been huge proponents of when we're selling new people bags or our seasoned and most elite players is to have 3 different bags, 3 different sets of CBC bags in your lineup. Your middle one is your go-to bag. When board conditions are just how you like them and probably a little bit left and right of whatever that is for you, you throw this bag. Let's say it's the CBC Ronin, right? It's about a 5/8 bag with a hybrid carpet, just like the R carpet, right? And then if the boards are super fast, you have a bag that's a little bit slower than us. We would recommend probably like the Carbon or something along those lines.
Predator
or a
something
Predator,
like that,
right?
yeah.
Something that's a little bit slower on the slow side, and it will work well in a faster board. And then for fast boards, or my bad, fast boards, you have that one, and then for slow boards, you have a faster bag, maybe
Phoenix
an Envy
or
a
that,
Phoenix,
or an Envy, yeah.
something like that.
Exactly. Jeremiah, slow boards, fast boards is better. So I agree. I don't care what the board conditions are when I get there. If somebody is wiping those damn boards, though, dude, I'm telling you, I'm calling us. We will be on a different court. That shit is crazy to me. I've had people in venues before turn on the air conditioning because the boards were too slow, and they've never had the air conditioning on in this place. They're like, "Oh, this sucks. I'm going to change the boards just for me." 45 minutes later, all the boards are lightning because this guy decided to do it. And it's just like, oh, sweet. Now you get to play whatever you want to do, and it's bullshit. I absolutely hate it. I hate it.
It is a weird thing. And it's part of the sport a little bit. What else are people saying in here? I mean, people are throwing out different things like Tom Cahill saying throw from the back line. I
want to see John Risner here.
Okay, he says, as the saying goes, throw better. If people put in the work to make themselves better, they shouldn't be penalized because they throw better than someone else. I wish I was up to the standards these boys throw nowadays. I just take my licks and come back tomorrow and try again.
Okay, and the reason that I wanted to call this out, it's got number 1, 8 likes, which is awesome for it. I believe this is for thought number 2 on here that says, is cornhole getting too easy? I believe that's what it is anyway. And he's like, throw better, nobody should be penalized. And saying that somebody would be penalized in a situation where cornhole, maybe some of the rules changed or something like that, and I'm not talking about spreading the boards out more. I'm not talking about changing the tilt on the boards. I'm not talking about anything like that whatsoever. Nothing will make it harder for somebody to win what I think is the appropriate way to play cornhole. You know what I mean? Right. So I don't like the comment right there because it didn't add any value. Like, is it getting too easy? And it's just like, hey, throw better. You know what I mean? And that's kind of a weird comment back to, is it getting too easy? I love that we have crazy elite players that can throw, but Jeremiah, since you're in here, I'm going to pose this question directly to you. We'll read a couple of replies, and hopefully you reply to me. But the question is, when you're playing, let's say in your bracket, you go up against Bob Bunch, number 1, and you have a 40-round game against Bob Bunch, and then you look back down at your phone, and it says next up is Gary Bearpaw. Are you super excited, motivated, ready to go to that? Or are you sitting there like, Jesus, I'm going to have to do it all over again, another 40 rounds? Like, is that exciting to you? Like, I'm going to whoop this guy's butt? Or is it something like, dude, I got to do this again?
Yeah,
because I'd be like, dude, I just gave it my all on that one after 40 rounds and won it. Now I'm going to have to go another 40 with somebody else.
And this isn't just for Jeremiah. This is for anybody who's kind of experienced anything like this or is good. Like, Bill and I aren't good enough to experience this. No. You know, like a long game is 20 rounds, really. And but if you're an elite player and you play a long game, and like, but the question Bill's posing is, you face another opponent that you know is just tried and true for playing long games, a bag runner, somebody you know that's going to do 30 rounds or whatever. And what we're trying to say is, if you are excited for that, how, right? Because it's extending the game and your long hours and long games. What we're posing is like that the game should be more exciting.
That's exactly right. It is a little bit more exciting. So Jeremiah says, way more motivated, playing the best keeps me locked in. And I mean, that's awesome. You want to go 80 rounds in 2 games and you got 7 left. I mean, you're built a little bit different, brother. Because me, I'm sitting there like, dude, I just did this, and now I got to go do it exactly again that many rounds.
But I also think the question would be, like, he's motivated. He's saying playing the best keeps me locked in. What we're trying to say is maybe there's a way to win both of those things, where the game doesn't have to be 40 rounds or an hour long, but you can still play at your best, and it's super competitive without it being crazy taxing and or boring for what we'll call the consumer.
So that's two different views here. One, we're talking about the player view first, talking to Jeremiah, right? Because he is that elite guy. He is the guy that can go that many rounds and has proven it numerous times. The other side of that coin is, if this is ever going to be a spectator sport, you want to get your name out there. You want to be the most popular cornhole player known to man, which you probably still are this day. You know what I mean? You probably are 100%. But if you want that reach to go farther, how is somebody that doesn't know much about cornhole or knows a little bit going to tune in and watch 2 hours of you throwing every bag in the hole with somebody else for 80 rounds before they see the next game? When it may be exciting a little bit for me and Dylan on something like, oh my God, they had 12 4-bagger washes in a row. Like, yes, that's cool. But me sitting back there while the rest of the tournament is going on and we're on the second game of this going 40 rounds, viewership dies. It really does. It dies in a lot of situations like that because it's not crazy exciting. There's no pressure. Everybody's locked in and everybody's just throwing bags in the hole. If there was a way to make it more exciting with fewer rounds, keeping the same rules, would that be something that everybody's interested in? Because I believe the consumer would watch that much more. I believe, hopefully, in time anyway, you could get better sponsors. It would be made for TV. I'm not talking about round limited cornhole whatsoever. I'm not, because I think that that's absolute trash on there. If you're down so many points and it's the last round and you can't win, you just give up and walk away.
Right.
I absolutely hate people giving up. That is not something that I would ever suggest to change cornhole. But there is a way to do what I'm talking about, and I think it would be the best format for cornhole.
Skins 24/7. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I mean, Jeremiah hasn't played skins yet. I don't think.
Oh no,
I don't think he's gotten into since he's been back, because there's only one opportunity for him, I think, to get in to skins. Maybe he's played it once. Jeremiah, yeah, okay. So let's ask people who played skins, since you want to pose the question. Would you rather play a competitive skins game, right, where it's maybe 7 skins to 6 is how it ends, right? Or
first to 7,
or a 40-round game that you also win 21-20. Like, as a player, what would you rather do?
Yeah, so we'll take your example here, 24/7 skins on something like that, right? And I like that. Why couldn't you run an entire tournament based upon skins? Number one, your viewership should be awesome. Let's say you wash 7 rounds in a row. The next round wins the game.
Winner takes all.
Whoever scores 1 point, they take the entire game.
Yeah.
You know how much pressure that is? You know how crazy that is for commentating? Do you know how crazy that is for viewership to sit there and be like, oh my God, who's going to... Like, it keeps people actively involved without having to watch 40 rounds back to back even sometimes, and getting crazy like that. You say 40 rounds always. Wow.
Yeah, Jeremiah just might be the endurance guy. That's what he likes to do.
It adds so much pressure.
I think the argument is for viewership, for growth of the sport, for excitement in the sport, right? And I think somebody like Jeremiah, or even, I think some people, they like it to be the same way it is, right? Yeah. Change is scary, right? Change is tough to wrap your head around sometimes. But what we're trying to show everybody is that right now you're only seeing these 40-round games, maybe 2 or 3 games a tournament out of your 8, let's say. At some point, people are going to be good enough to where every single game is 40 rounds, right? And then we're talking about you're playing 200, 300 rounds, 400 rounds a tournament.
Zach, okay. So Zach's comment here, this is important too.
Yeah.
First to 21, 40 rounds. That's how you get better at the game in your mental game. If you can go 40 rounds, whether you win or lose, you'll win more of those games that only go 20 rounds probably. Zach, while I probably agree with you on that statement, it sounds technically sound and everything, you want to bring sponsors into the game. You want the game ready for TV. You want sponsorship money. You want to grow pots. You want to do all sorts of things. 40 rounds or a 10-round game, that's not good for TV whatsoever. You get on TV and it's a 10-round game and you have an hour block of TV. Everybody's watching a million commercials and not caring. You go 40 rounds, they're playing the next baseball game before your game even ends and nobody freaking cares anyway. You do something like Skins or something like that where the pressure is on, people want to watch that, and the pressure is on. What if you guys are 7-7 on Skins? You pushed 7 times, the next round wins it. That is insane. People would tune into something like that because that level of pressure gets crazy. That's what I'm saying, not based on an individual player to 21. An individual player to 21 to get better for your personal self, that's awesome. I'm talking about how do we grow it? How do we get sponsors? How do we get that extra view from people, right?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. And I think as a player, I understand their aspect too, is like, I don't care about viewership, right? I think a lot of these players, I don't care about viewership. I don't care if this ever changes how it is right now. It's like, I want to win how it is right now. This is what I've been training for. This is what I practice for, right?
Yeah.
And I can understand saying, like, I won the longest game of all time, right? Like, I won the 50-round game.
I think that is, like, it is on what you're saying, 50-round game. That's a historic thing. 54-round game, historic thing. Everyone's like, that is the longest match ever recorded in an actual tournament like that. And it is. It's cool. Do I want to go back-to-back as a commentator and watch these things? Probably not. Probably not. You guys 4-bag 30 rounds in a row. I'm going to go to, not, like, the game is awesome. But it's like, when Americans watch a sport, not many watch soccer or football for the rest of the world. Why? We like high freaking scoring games. You know what I mean? We like quick. We like pressure on people. We like crazy plays. Yeah. You know what I mean? We like all sorts of stuff like that. And that could change the game into something like that, right? To where you're never really out of a round if you, let's just say the Skins format or something like that. You're never really out of a round. You're never really out of the game whatsoever.
Yeah.
People complain about long games don't truly appreciate it. And I agree with you. People who don't like watching soccer don't truly appreciate it either.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I agree.
Scoring.
It's
and that's
very,
the same argument
and it could be a great game, 0-0, you know, all the way at the end of the day, it could be a great game. But people who don't understand that don't really care about that. And that's kind of what I'm saying about it anyway. We want pots to grow. We want more reach. We want things like that. It would be pretty cool to have a separate division also amongst the other things that we have that did that anyway. So we could test it.
Yeah. Stacy says, I don't mind long games at all. I don't like watching hole for 40 rounds. Well, 40 rounds is almost always going to be.
Almost always, yeah.
No, I mean, it's rare to see a game. That's what's been crazy to me, too. All these world record long games, they're all high PPRs. I haven't seen one that's like, oh, old boy's throwing a 9-1 and the other guy's throwing a 9-08. I haven't even seen anything under like a 9-5.
Like, never happens.
I haven't seen it. It's always 10+, 11s. Yeah. It's close up there. It's hole for hole, you know? And that's what we're trying to say is, like, sports, why do people hate baseball, Bill? What do they say? Because it's boring. It's slow, right? Because there's not a lot of scoring. Yeah. If people watched a game of baseball that was like 25-23, right? They would love it, right? A home run every inning, right? Yeah, they would love it. People love those games. A 1-0 baseball game, and I've played baseball my whole life, well, through high school. Yeah. A 1-0 baseball game is way more boring than the 21-21, right?
Yeah,
and that's as a player. I say that, right? And I can still respect what's happening because it's a pitching display that's immaculate. That's what a 1-0 game means, is that the pitching on both sides is immaculate, right? And that's kind of what's going on in cornhole right now, is everybody's really, really good at throwing the bag in the hole a lot, right? And you're not seeing people change it up a ton at the high level.
Right.
And what we're trying to say is if you introduce a different way to win the game or play the game,
and Skins is a great example of it.
That provides the excitement that we're talking about, then the possibility of viewership goes up, and maybe also kind of reignites what cornhole is to players that are leaving the sport. Why are people leaving? Like Drew Waking. I would assume Drew Waking was tired of 30-round games running backs. I would assume it could have been one part, right? That's just
no. Braden Allred says here, in round limit games, I don't think you see as many shots like bar soap, roll, penguin, airmail. Because if you make a mistake, the game could be over. I agree. I am not arguing for round limited. I would hate round limited games. I 100% agree with you, Braden. Yeah. 100%. There was a couple more up there.
What else did you like in here?
Well, I don't know. I mean, boring as hell 90% of the time. Talking about baseball, Jeremiah Ellis, same thing. Right. I agree.
That's the argument we're making, though, is that somebody may look at cornhole right now and say it's as boring as baseball if they watch two players wash on four-baggers 10 rounds in a row. And it's happening. It's like, oh, wow, there's nothing going on here. These guys are just going to throw all these bags in the hole.
Now, your first time watching it or the first time in a tournament, sure, that's great. If that's all it is, though, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's rough. And it's getting to that point where a lot of games are being played like that. A lot of them. What did Darren Obenchain say?
He just said that like he couldn't get started until round 15, so he wouldn't want the game to be shortened in any way because he's kind of playing a comeback game.
Yeah, and he talks about, what is that, round limited would be worse. Nobody's saying round limited. I would hate round. Right. We are haters on round limited. We both hate. I cannot make that clear enough. I would never argue to make something round limited. You would have to score to win.
Yeah. Eric says, I'm all for sponsors, but those sponsors want TV time. The ESPN deal was how Stacy and the ACL sold that sponsorship. Yeah, I mean, we agree. We hope that the ACO is on TV at some point. We hope for
100%.
Yeah, it'd be great for our company. Bruce Alon says everybody has their strengths and weaknesses. Then you want to play to your strength. If your strength is going 40 rounds, you do that because if you play to their strength, that would almost always come out as a loss. And we see that with people like a Gary Bearpaw or a Jeremiah now.
Yeah, somebody that can average an 11-2, throwing bags in the hole like that, and still somehow losing in a game. Like, it's crazy. It almost baffles me that somebody like that ever loses because their PPR is so high. But again, you look at Jeremiah Ellis' stats in this that we're actually talking about here: 10.8, I believe it was 152 rounds, 0.6 DPR, super solid. Scoring over a half point a round on average. That's super solid. Sometimes you see the 11-2s with, I mean, if they're out early, a negative DPR in a freaking tournament like that is insane too. How does that happen?
Right. Yeah. Jarrett Bark says if you wash, so this is something he's proposing, if you wash, each player gets a point. So we can get to 21 faster until you get to 20 must score.
That's interesting. I would have loved a comment like that in the Facebook post. I would have thought about that for a little while. I'm not going to make any comments on that right now. Yeah. But that's interesting. That's at least an interesting comment there to kind of get the game moving a little bit. 1 point each, and then you can go over 21, I assume, at that point, and you're in some sort of sudden death situation. Very interesting. I absolutely love that.
Yeah,
I think that is a great comment right there.
Yeah, you can continue to wash. You can go past 21, right? 22, 22, 23, 23, 24, 24. Somebody has to break it.
Somebody has it. That's a very good idea.
That's what's done in something like volleyball or something like that, right? You get the advantage, or tennis, right? It'll tie.
I don't know.
And then you get the advantage if
all I know is like 15 love.
You have to score twice in a row. Well, 15 love is like 1-0 essentially.
Yeah. I don't know. Why did they say 15 then?
I don't know why it scored 15, 30, 45, and then
the next switch.
Well, no, but then if they tie, it's called deuce. But then if somebody scores, then they have the advantage, and if they score again, it's over. But if the other person scores, then it's back to deuce, like you're tied. You have to get the advantage. You have to score twice.
It's so weird.
To end the game.
We got to look this up someday. We got to look it up someday.
But that's how they do it in tennis and in volleyball.
Okay.
From what I know.
I really do like that comment. A
possible.
Wash is a point per piece. And that would ensure the games like, you could obviously go over 21 rounds and stuff like that, but that would still make it pretty cool.
Yeah, you're guaranteed 20 rounds in that scenario, right? Yeah,
guaranteed 20
if you watch 20 straight.
Yeah, guaranteed 20. Yeah. The next person to take a point wins the entire thing. Sudden death. I love sudden death like that for cornhole. Yeah. I really love that. That is awesome when you're tied all the way up there, having some sort of sudden death for it is very cool because the pressure is on for everybody. The viewership pressure is on for the people watching, which is neat because they want to see who chokes, who doesn't. Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
and
I'll
this is
think
somebody
about
else
that a
that
little
says,
bit more.
this Michael Kohler that says, Jeremiah, why are you getting punished for being good at the game? Folks, we are not proposing any sort of punishment.
It's so
This is
weird.
only looking, we pose the question because we're asking the question ourselves, right?
Yeah.
Is this getting too easy? Like, I'm pondering this question on my own, right?
Yeah.
And if there is a
For
way
those people at the very,
right,
very,
if
very
there is a way for us to make cornhole more exciting for everybody involved, and this includes the elite players, right?
Okay, wait. I think you posed the question wrong, and that's maybe why we got some of the comments. You said, "Is cornhole getting too easy?"
That
may not be
well,
the
I said
question.
for the elite players.
For the
is
elite,
what I said.
yeah. But that assumes that like Sebastian just shows up and wins everything and can punish everybody so easily it's not even funny. And that's not the case because that top 10%, the top 15% of players, they do battle it out. So it doesn't mean that it's getting too easy. The question should have been structured a little bit different. Maybe are games getting too long because players are getting so good?
Sure, that's what I meant.
Well, right, but it doesn't read like that, and
I know,
that might be why. It
could be.
It's just
Scotty Ball says, change the bags. Make it harder for them to go in the hole. If your shot isn't perfect, then you won't get the results. Therefore, the games will be shortened because one player won't be as locked in and won't get the results. I've been in multiple games where the bag being made the way it is saved my shot from being a bad one. So, and I think somebody said something in here, right here. Yes, Jared Neighbor. Hole needs to be 5 inches with the new bags out. Currently 6 inches. Maybe.
I don't like changing the actual game of cornhole. Me personally.
Well, this means like you're buying all new boards for everything, everywhere, and we've seen when ACL tried to stamp the boards how quickly they reneged on that, right? Very quickly.
Yeah.
So I as much as I like the idea of it possibly happening, I don't think it's a good avenue.
Yeah.
It would just cost a lot of money for the entire sport.
It would, yeah. I don't think it's good just anyway because then like cornhole is already standardized and the standardized rule book says the hole has to be 6 inches. You're not going to change all that because then you're not freaking cornhole anymore. You're something else. You know what I mean? And I don't think that needs to happen. But the structure of a tournament can change a little bit. What are you eyeing to?
Zach Dawson, I just thought of something. If somebody gets down by X amount, they are done, right? This is talking about if you're shorting the game at all. It would hurt the never give up mindset that some have. I'm a strong believer in it ain't over till you get to 21. Keep fighting. And this is where Jared Bark's thing might not work out because if somebody's at, let's say the game's 20-5 and you wash, now you lost.
Okay. And that might be an issue with that one. Tell me the issue with skins, though, Zach Dawson. Tell me the issue with that. Like, if it was structured as skins was, first 7 rounds, meaning the game completely could be 13 rounds of scoring, or, 12 rounds of scoring, and then a million washes in a row, but the next person to actually score a point wins the game.
I don't think he's saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm saying that he prefers the what would you call it? The traditional 1st to 21 over the 1st to 7 skins. Because you're shortening the game. We go from 1st to 7 skins or 7 rounds, folks. If you aren't familiar with what a skin is, right?
It just means you win a round. You can win 12 and they can throw all their bags on the floor. You win a round.
Okay, so Jared says can't win on a wash. So if you're at 20, you can't win on a wash. Does the other player get a point then? Because you said 1 point per player.
No, can't win on. It just keeps going.
So nobody
30,
gets any
40,
points if
50,
somebody's at what we
moving.
call the match point.
Yeah, that's what he's talking
about.
Okay. And it's an interesting element. I'd like to think about that a little bit more. But yeah, that does poke a small hole in it that if you're winning 20-1 and then all of a sudden you wash 19 times in a row, now you have a chance to win it even though...
Well, maybe no players get points if the other player's in a match point
situation.
Yeah.
Match point situation.
Yeah.
You can't win then, can you?
You can't win until you score.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
Then
what he's
you,
saying.
yeah.
Skins is fantastic. I'm a strong believer in it, but it's just skins. It's not a full-on regular singles tourney.
Zach,
But it
what
could
if the
be.
singles tourney was skins?
What if it was more skins?
You're not going to get paid money per round, but at the end of the tournament, the final 8, sure, they would. What if it was that, and you played just like that for an entire tournament? It would be insane. It would be fun to watch as a spectator all the time. If you're ever down and around, you're always going to take the shot that maybe you can hit, maybe you can't. Do you know what type of clips and what type of videos and things like that would happen because an entire tournament was ran on that? There'd be airmail drags that we never thought would be possible. There'd be bar of soaps that we never even heard of before. There would be so many shots that just somehow worked out. And then people would try to do those shots and practice them at home, and they would see more and more of those. It would be very exciting to see entire tournaments ran just like that.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
And you could do more than 7 skins. Like, don't.
It could be whatever.
Right now, we're just thinking of it as 7 because that's the way the ACO runs their skins tournament. But it doesn't have to be 7. You know, it could be 10. It could be 15. It could be something different.
Bill says do sample open skins tournament at Worlds. I don't know if you'd want to call it skins because a skin, I think, means you win money. Isn't that like a skin?
I think
like if you
so,
win a skin, you actually win money. I think it would.
Call it maybe.
You have to call it something. Who knows what it would be called? But I believe create a different division. You know what I mean? Something else, and run a test bed for a year or 2.
Yeah, who knows?
And who knows? Everything will be normal for everybody else, but one extra tournament on the side somewhere that if it gains crazy popularity, and we'll stream it. If it gains crazy that might be the way to go.
Yeah, Ricky says, where'd it go? He deleted it. But I think he said something along the lines of, let the game be the game, right? Don't mess with it. It is what it is. Show up, play your best.
Was that Ricky Evans?
No, Ricky Singleton.
Okay.
But and we agree, right? We don't dislike the game. We're just saying that the players, the bags, the boards, it's all evolving, right? And we are seeing new records on the largest games almost every week or month right now of the longest game. Yeah. I mean, we're seeing games in the 55-round territory, right? This would be unheard of 3 years ago. Unheard of.
It is.
Right? And so you're getting more 40-round games. You're getting more 30-round games. What we're saying is that because of that, it could pigeonhole cornhole to the point where singles tournaments last till 5 a.m. because you can't stop the bracket just because the games are longer and more players are getting better at the game. More games going 30 rounds equal longer tournaments. So Bill and I are trying to stop a problem before the problem gets here.
We've been in tournaments. I mean, it's 2 a.m. before I'm getting home. It's sometimes later than that. And I'm at the major because we stream. We're not the last out of the building every time, but when we're the only stream, we're the last out of the freaking building.
Yeah.
I've seen so many people lock the door on the building to close it when we're leaving. That singles tournament started at 3. You know what I mean? Why am I leaving that late? It's crazy. So, and Zach, you say I'm running backs for 40 rounds if I have to do it. Who cares about a live? What did they say? Who cares if someone leaves a live stream and things like that? The point of this conversation is, do you care more about throwing 40-round games, or do you care more about someday cornhole being ridiculously mainstream to where you can get paid to be a pro in freaking cornhole? And when I say paid, you don't have to have another job. Yeah. That's number one reason why we're talking about this.
Yeah, that's one of the
reasons.
Yeah.
You can't run something on TV and grab big sponsors if you never know when it's going to end. It's just going to keep going. Live streams currently, we'll talk about the ACL because they have way bigger numbers than we do, right? Mm-hmm. They get about 1,100 people to 1,400 people, somewhere around there, on YouTube Live for something like that. That doesn't pay one person's salary in the ACO or anywhere, having that many people. That's definitely not going to get sponsors to make the pot bigger. That's not going to do anything like that. So how do we do that? You create excitement in a game. Yeah. How do you create excitement in a game? you need to see some crazy ass shots. You need to have crazy pressure.
Crazy personalities, like Jeremiah
crazy
was talking about.
personalities is a
Yeah.
great thing. We don't have a ridiculous amount of those whatsoever. We have some of them, you know what I mean? But we don't have a crazy amount of those. But I promise you, watching back to back 40-round games, while you guys are the best in the game, and I cannot take what you guys have practiced, you're at the top, you're the absolute best. I can't say anything about that. That is not going to sell sponsorship slots, viewership, and never going to be okay for TV. None of that will be.
Yeah, what we're trying to say is...
I'm not talking about streams. I'm talking about TV. I'm talking about going on television. Streams may get way better, too. They may get way better, but things need to be built for TV. Right? A football game is built for TV. Yes, they can go into overtime. And numerous times I've seen football games or sports games go to the next game because this prior one is in overtime. Because that prior one only had a certain block. Or it cuts into the other game where the other game is already halfway started. I've seen that numerous. It is not built for TV in the current setup that it is. It's just not.
Right. And I think there's also things that could deter new players from getting into the sport if what you're seeing is 40-round games of cornhole, right? Because you're players that play backyard that because what you hope for is people stumble across one of your live streams that's never played cornhole before, and they find it fun and exciting. Therefore, they get involved in cornhole, and then hopefully purchase a set of bags for my company. Right? This is what this is what we hope for.
We're so
right?
small in this whole equation.
Right, we really are. But this is how the ant gets down the hill. Right? Like this is how it happens.
Yeah.
But what we're trying to say is, when people tune in, if they see round 42, and now they watch for 15 more rounds. And all these guys do is throw every bag in the hole. For what reason, if I've never played, would I think for a second I should get into this? I'd be like, there's no way I got a shot at this.
There's no way.
And so what we're talking about is making the sport fun and exciting across the board, from the beginner level player all the way to the elite level, where you could tune in at any time and you're like, this is something I want to get into right now.
And nobody is talking about waking up tomorrow and having all the tournaments restructured in this way. I'd like to do a test bet. I'd like to have just one separate division, one extra tournament at each event at some point that does it in a different structure. And if that structure takes over, that's what people want. You know what? That's what it is. If you liked the 40-round games, they're still going to be there. The back-to-back,
still going to be there.
It's all still going to be there. But I would like to take a test bed of one freaking tournament to where we have all the people sign up and see if that's more exciting, if it's better, if we can get sponsorships. And that's a couple years down the road. It's years down the road. But it's got to be run like this to see. You got to be able to see if this is better. If it's not better, screw it. You just take it out. It's one freaking tournament. Who cares? If it is better, though, you better plan on doubles this structure. You better plan on co-ed this structure. You better plan on everything this structure. And I think a lot of people that have issues with the amount of stamina you have to show up at freaking 8 in the morning and go till 1 in the morning are going to like it way, way better too. Because they'll be able to go there, hit big shots, and not play an insane amount of rounds in one tournament to where their legs are freaking hurting walking back, whatever it may be.
Yeah,
My opinion.
Yeah, Sing Sing says something about having 10 minutes or 20 minutes. I don't think that's the route either. I mean, like I said, this is just spitballing, but if you only have 20 minutes, you rush the game, people are running back and forth. I mean, it just gets weird, right? You can't put a time limit on the game, just like round limited wasn't the right way. But like I said, something that you can gain from round limited is knowing that the ACL saw this issue as well, I would assume.
They
right?
did see the issue.
And they tried to fix it, and it wasn't the right way. And they
round limited, not the answer. Round limited, not the. I promise you, round limited, not the freaking answer. I'm not arguing for that. I do not want that whatsoever.
Yeah, but like Jake's saying, it's boring. The best is round limited for dramatics, right? And he might not. Let's take the regular round limited how we know it off the table, but something that has a limit. And this is what Jake says: it isn't pure. Most don't like it. Games with a definite start and finish always produce the most strategy. And as I think about it, there isn't a mainstream sport that doesn't have a definite start and finish.
Right.
With an overtime, right? Some things do, right? But everything has rounds, quarters, periods, right? So why aren't we seeing that in cornhole?
Well,
even bowling, even darts, right? It all has a thing.
Yeah.
Cornhole is one of the only sports where you can kind of wash.
There's
right?
got to be a sudden death at some point, and it's got to be not rare, but it should be uncommon to see. You know what I mean? It should be at least uncommon. Not rare, but uncommon. The common would be the game finishing as the structure was for the tournament. Again, Jeremiah Ellis threw out there. The skins maybe is a great format. I honestly can't poke a hole in that format. I can't poke a hole that says this is bad because. And Jeremiah said he loves the skin format. And Zach Dawson said he loves the skins format, even though both of those guys said that they would go 40 rounds back to back to back to back until the freaking tournament ends. Right?
Yeah.
So I can't poke a hole yet. I'm going to think about that specific format the rest of this week. Maybe next week we'll talk about that one.
Yeah.
But I really think that may be a pretty good freaking format to run with.
Yeah. Jake says baseball will be the only one. And baseball, even then, though, if you score, the opponent has a chance to rebuttal, right? But then once somebody scores an extra innings, the game's over.
Yeah.
And the amount of games you've seen over 18 innings is like a handful. It's very, very rare. Extra inning games are rare.
Yeah, 18 is insane. I mean, that's a lot of innings.
Yeah. Don't you think people seeing a player throw CBC bags in the hole every time for 40 rounds as great advertising for your bags? Earl, yeah, we're not talking about advertising for our bags. We're talking about growing the sport.
We're not thinking about our own specific business in this situation. Like, yes, could we sell more bags if more people enjoyed cornhole? Yes, and that's what we're talking about. Would it be better advertisement for us personally? We'll take the altruistic stance and say that I think it would be better for cornhole overall if it changed like that. And could we be hurt a little bit by our bags not being thrown for the extra 20 rounds or something like that? Yeah, maybe. But I think if cornhole grew overall, it would help us more than just our bags being on stream for back-to-back 40-round games.
I also think,
my opinion.
You could see types of bags change because you know that the game might change into a more shot-shaping style of game, right?
It could.
And that could possibly have your bags to be more versatile than they were before, or this or that. You know what I mean? And who knows what else? We've talked about it before, where you could have a bag of bags essentially, and your 4 bags could be different bags, right? Same graphic, but maybe different material.
We talked about those.
And then, hey, here's my first bag. It's that block bag that it just doesn't move, right? And is that something that the game could get to? Maybe. You know,
it would be interesting because it would be very interesting talking about that. I don't personally like it off the top of the head because I could see in the future things happening like maybe on our website we have sets of bags, but they're 4 different bags. You got a Phoenix, you got a Roman, you know what I mean? And then you got to make 4 sets. Dude, it's just,
that'd be rough.
That's a nightmare. Because nobody's buying 16 different bags just to have one of each bag. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's that would be kind of a nightmare.
Yeah. But folks, like we're talking about, we'll probably wrap up here in just a little bit. I think that most of the comments I kind of wanted to, like this, Brian, but Joe's talking about bringing back the old bags, right? The old 450s. And it's not going to happen.
Ready.
It's not gonna happen.
It's funny. It's a good comment. It's funny.
Yeah, handicap, we don't think that's the way either. We're not like, we think it's fun. It's not the way. You can't run every tournament handicap.
Right.
You know, there's no way.
I hate handicap. Well, okay. I don't hate handicap. Handicap would literally make every other game go longer than it is today, which would be farther from the goal that we're talking about, which is, again, more views, more sponsorship, better money for the players, things like that. It goes farther from that view, is doing every tournament in handicap. I would never do that. I think that would be absolutely crazy to do for a division, a new division, in my opinion.
Yeah. Bill Borden's saying, how about getting strikes if bags hit the floor? 3 bags on the floor, you lose. Maybe that number is higher. It's probably no good. just because then you take away people wanting to shoot airmails or doing
Yeah,
this or doing that.
that's true. Or rolling pretty hard and stuff like that.
Yeah,
where it
you
goes
kind of
off the
take
bank.
away people's the big shots, and what we're talking about is trying to get more big shots, right? We want more big shots.
Yeah. I don't want to penalize them for missing the big shots. I just want to try to get more because they will hit those. They will hit them at some point. It's
But
great.
they'll hit them less than going in the hole, which therefore the game should last not as long.
Yeah,
and
you're on a 40-round game 2020. I promise you, everybody is sliding bags in the hole.
Yeah.
I promise you, that's the intent of every bag out of their hand. I promise you.
Right. New players, yeah. I mean, and this is the thing, folks, is like when Zach Dawson was saying, like, if you can't watch a 40-round game, you don't appreciate the sport or you're not an avid fan.
I've seen a million.
We love them. We love them. We love the sport. What we're trying to look at is the bigger picture. And if we'd never played before and saw the same things that we know and see, is this sport enticing to that person? And we think that the way it's being played right now at the highest level could be a deterrent to new people getting into the sport.
Right.
Whereas we think if there is a route to spice it up, and anytime you come watch a cornhole match, it's very exciting no matter who's
These
playing.
guys are
to
so
bring
good.
people in.
Why am I going to pick up bags and go throw them?
Right.
You know, these guys are so good. Why am I going to do that?
Because I know most of the people in our chat here have been involved in cornhole 3, 4, 5 years or more, including Bill and I, about 5 years.
Yeah.
It was not like this. I'm telling you, if I walked into buildings and 10 people threw over a 10, I probably wouldn't have kept playing.
Yeah, it is.
I'm just saying. I remember 4 or 5 years ago, I was excited to throw over a 9 in a tournament. It was like, hey, dude, I threw a 9-2 today. You know what I mean? That is nothing anymore. A 9-2, you're cooked, son. You're in tier 2.
Jake, check out the skins format.
I think he's familiar with it. Just I don't know how much of it he's watched.
Okay, yeah. Check out the skins format for it.
Yeah.
I know you're talking about round limited. I'm not making an argument. I hate round limited. I don't think it's great. Although what you're talking about with Eric Davis makes it fun. I 100% agree. In round limited, Eric Davis would make it fun.
Yeah, Eric Davis makes it fun until he's down 8-0 in round 8, and then
he doesn't care anymore.
Yeah, so like that's the coin on that, the yin and the yang. Yeah.
Well, you still have to have an incentive to throw good every round all the way through the game. Nobody wants to watch quitters. On stream, on TV, anything. Nobody wants to watch that crap. Where people are like, oh, I'm done. I'm just going to throw it because I only have one round left and I can't possibly get the amount of points to win. So how do we fix that?
Yeah.
And that's where go look at skins.
Richard Jones says 1 bag change per game, like if the board's got too fast or too slow. We've been an advocate of that. I think we've talked about that before, that we do think that each match, if you want to switch out your set of bags in the middle, you can, with no down and back. You got to come in raw dogging it, son. But you can switch your set of bags.
I would say you can always switch. Like that should be a given, even just in cornhole, is that after a round is over, you have to throw the 4 bags that you chose to throw at that point. But after that round is over, why not be able to switch? I think that's ridiculous.
And maybe
today that
maybe
you
it just
switch.
counts as a timeout.
I wouldn't even say that. I'd just say switch your bags as you want.
Okay, but what if you want to switch every round?
Switch them every round. They're on the freaking courts.
It's going to take forever.
Okay.
A new set of bags every round?
Only do it if your bags are located on that side of the court.
No, you got to put a number on it.
Okay,
people will abuse it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I do agree with you should be able to change your bags. Like in the middle.
I agree. I don't think
there's
there's any reason in the middle of the game why you can't change your bags.
You don't get an extra down and back. None of that nonsense, because I don't want any of this like icing the player you're playing against or anything like that. You change your bags. It counts as a timeout, right? And then you're back in the game. You get 2 timeouts a game. So you get 2 bag changes per game, or 1 bag change, 1 timeout. If you do 2 bag changes, you don't have any dang timeouts. Stand on your tippy toes.
I would just say your bags have to be on that side of the court that you're doing it, and get penalized.
Yeah, bring your bags. But we've always
dude, people will be walking Zukas back and forth with them.
No.
That would be funny.
But yeah, folks, like I said, you guys ponder on it too, right?
Yeah.
Jeremiah said skins 24/7. We don't hate the idea. There could be a better way though. And this is the thing. We posed the question so that we can ponder it and you guys can ponder it. We love the way the game is right now. We are just afraid that it could run people out of the sport. And the only people left playing are the avid people, the lovers, and the people that throw 40-round games. And that's all that's left. You know what I mean? And we don't want that. We also don't want a main bracket with 82 players where every match goes 40 rounds. The amount of time that will take is insane. And there are enough players good enough and
Not
getting
one
good
game.
enough.
One game doing that. Think about this. Think about this. And we're going to leave you with this one, I believe, unless you read this and see something you want to talk about.
Okay.
But think about this for a minute. If you had one game in skins that went 40 freaking rounds, one game in skins that did that, the next person wins the entire thing no matter what. The next person score one freaking round. And you're going through 40 rounds of this. The person only had to get to 7 rounds. You're going that far over this. That is insane to watch. Insane to watch. When you go a 40-round game and it's 1 point, 1 point, 1 point, 2 points, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1 point, 2 point. I'm thinking out of the context of the person viewing the game. Completely different, and that's both options of a 40-round game.
Yeah,
completely different. The person's gonna stay there to see who freaking misses the first time, right? If you're doing it in the skins format, if you're doing it in the normal format, who the hell's gonna stay there? Okay, you got 1 point. Okay, it's 10-9 now. You know what I mean? We're 30 rounds in. I'm shutting it off and I'm moving on.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I think that's what this guy says right here, Mike. He kind of nailed down the same thing. That Cornhole's unique in the way that the elites are almost perfect, right? And he's saying you can score 12 points possible. They're scoring over 11 throughout 30, 40 rounds. He says, I don't think a new person seeing that is going to be enticed to come into the game. Michael Jordan wasn't as close to perfect in basketball as Cornhole players are.
Right.
And this is where when I use the phrase too easy, it is referring to something like a Michael Jordan. But
you didn't mean to,
Right.
But I really think that might
a 50 or 60% field goal percentage in basketball throughout a game is very good. A 70 or 80% is, but nobody's doing 98% field goal percentages over a career, right? It's not, or over a season even. It's not. You can't be even close to as perfect as what Mike is saying as you can in these other sports. A baseball player's batting average, a good one is 333, which means you put the ball in play 1 out of 3 times.
Yeah.
You reach base 1 out of 3 times. Folks, we're seeing players throw more than 3 out of 4 bags in the hole across entire tournaments.
Yeah.
More than 3 out of 4 over a 10. More than 3 out of 4 bags in the hole.
Entire tournament.
For
not one game. Not anything like that.
To 200 rounds. 200 rounds, they're making 75% of their bags or more.
Yeah.
It's wild. It is wild.
It is. There might be one more.
Yeah. How do you seed it? Just same as it always has. The player rankings. Yeah. The seeding shouldn't change at all. Best 3, best of 5, it's possible. But I think that, you run into the same kind of time management. Maybe you get down to the final 8, final 16.
Cool if you do skins, but you could go longer than we are today if you do best of 3 and stuff like that. I mean, I guess it's 2 out of 3, but it could really go on and on.
13 rounds times 3.
Or you could just do the sudden death. If you're both throwing good, it's sudden death. You get into that sudden death mode. I mean, think about a game starting where people wash 7 rounds in a row. That next round is the game. Yeah. It is the game. You score 1 point on your opponent. That is the freaking game right there. Yeah. That is crazy pressure for both people throwing those back. That is insane. It's awesome. Yeah. It is. And that was what? An 8-round game? If they wash 7 times in a row and then score on the 8th round?
Yeah.
That's all. But it makes it so exciting and crazy.
Yeah, and you could also be down 6 frames and all you got to do is win 7 rounds in a row. And you can win the match. So the comeback factor is still there.
The comeback factor is great. Yeah, no, it's 100. You want. So the comeback factor is almost 2 ways. Number 1, you could win all your rounds and come back. Number 2, you could wash 6 rounds in a row and come back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The comeback factor is kind of it's just which way do you want to do it? You know what I mean? And that's a little wild. And I don't know if that's great or not great.
Yeah, when I think about the way of your washes can get you back up to the point where you can win. I don't know if that's good or not, but it is different.
Right. It is. I don't know. I don't know if that's the best format for it or not, but it's close. Again, Jeremiah put that.
And you're gonna have to rewatch.
So, Ed, you're freaking. I can't believe you, Ed.
Yeah, exclamation point.
Ed,
leave.
we're not talking in Knoxville.
Exclamation point leave.
Ed's gonna be in Knoxville, and he's not gonna have a bag booth.
Yeah, don't.
He's coming to hang out with us, and I'm not talking to you, Ed.
All right, folks. We appreciate you guys. You guys think about it, man. We don't hate the elite players. We're not punishing anybody, man. It's all love here. We love that the players are so good, man. I mean, like I said, we literally have one of the players, Gary Bearpaw, that is almost most known for long games. He's probably the guy that you almost know for a fact, 30 plus.
100%.
Off the rip. As long as you keep up with the 10s, 30 plus, son.
Airmails, pushes, get arounds, slides.
I'm just saying, so we don't hate the way the sport is right now. We are trying to find if there's a better route for the future because we're scared that the way it is right now is deterring new players. That's the message, right?
Yeah.
We want more players in the sport. You guys want new players in the sport. All sports want new players. They want the new exciting thing, right? The shiny toy, you know? And we're trying to find out how to make that happen.
Go to bed, freaking John. What are you doing, dude? What are you doing? It's Friday out there. Go to bed.
All right, folks. We appreciate you. This is CBC, Faith, Family, Four Baggers.
Out.